Hello and welcome to Oak&IV Skyrim. Oak&IV Skyrim is a massively modded Let's Play and mod showcase presenting the very best mods that Skyrim has to offer. While there are more than 400 mods in play in Oak&IV Skyrim, the three core mods of the playthrough are E01B, a mod about piracy on the Sea of Ghosts with family and adventure and killing an enormous number of people, and comedy. Icicle Valley, which is an incredible new lands mod, player home mod, quest mod, companion mod. It has something for everybody, and it also has a ton of voiced characters. It's, again, just an incredible mod, so worth your time. And finally, the third leg, of the series will be Amorous Adventures. Amorous Adventures is about love and romance and sex and comedy, a lot of comedy, of course. But it's also a pretty incredible and surprisingly lore-friendly overhaul of vanilla Skyrim quests and dialogue. This is our protagonist, Griboag, and right now Griboag is in Riverwood, and Griboag has something to think about. You see, Griboag was given an offer by the beautiful, the talented, the very sexy Camilla Valerius. Camilla Valerius more or less hinted that if Griboag wished to obtain her romantic favors, he would have to journey to Bleak Falls Barrow, off in the distance there. And when he journeyed to Bleak Falls Barrow, he would have to face monsters and the undead and bandits and criminals and all kinds of horrible things that would very much like to kill and eat Griboag. And now Gribo has a question to ask himself. Am I a hero? Am I someone who is willing to risk it all for the love of the fair maiden? Or am I a runaway scholar from Cyrodiil who just wants to get to the School of Spellcasting in Icicle Valley, having just barely avoided getting my head chopped off? And I gotta say, just a runaway scholar from Cyrodiil who wants to get to Icicle Valley is sort of winning. Now there's one more thing that Griboag could do while he's in Riverwood. He could go and meet the beautiful Gerdur. Gerdur and Hod have made an interesting offer to Gribo, and it's an offer, see the last episode, that he'd kind of like to take, but with all that's happened, he really just wants to get to Icicle Valley. Plus, I don't have a title card for... Well, I don't have a little transition card for that amorous adventure. Oh dear. Panther, tiger, doesn't matter, I don't want to get anywhere near it. I hear dangerous things. Let's prepare for dangerous things. Oh, shoot. Oblivion's balls! Now, Griboag is a cowardly illusionist and conjurer. And what that basically means in this situation is Gribo has no interest in risking his life by charging in and fighting. Gribo's preferred method of dealing with bad guys is to get other people to deal with bad guys. The spell you just saw me use is called Loot Magnet. It instantly loots nearby corpses. It comes from Apocalypse Magic, and it is of all of the available... Oh dear. It is of all of the available auto-loot spells and mods, the one least likely to break a quest. Who are you, young lady? Ah, a Whiterun guard. let's not talk to this rather beautiful Whiterun guard. That's right, honey, cover your face. There we go. Alright, you may wonder why this Whiterun guard is undeniably good looking, and the reason behind that is a mod called Deadly Wenches, part of the Wenches family of mods. Deadly Wenches, along with Hateful Wenches, Forgotten Wenches, Immersive Wenches, which is the core mod, Wenchinator, which is basically Dwemer Wenches. Deadly Wenches is part of an overhaul of every faction of Skyrim. It adds gorgeous female enemies who are also incredibly dangerous and tough warriors. It also can add custom armors depending on how you have it set up. A lot of people look at the aesthetic quality, and it is a very aesthetic set of mods, and think that's all there is to the Wenches series, but the Wenches series is actually a disguised enemy overhaul. It boosts enemy stats, it improves their AI, it adds spells, it can add special weapons if you choose that, it adds special armors, it improves every aspect of the enemies you face, and makes Skyrim a much tougher place in a lot of ways. Basically, the Wenches series is an enemy overhaul with boobs. And I just think it's probably the best enemy overhaul out there. I know there are others that do more and others that do things differently. I'm kind of fond of Sands of Time, except Sands of Time is a bit too demanding for the number of other mods I have in this playthrough. But while Sands of Time is a great mod, while there are other very good enemy overhauls, for this playthrough we are using the Wenches overhaul, and let me tell you, it's good. So, thank you for fighting those wolves, and thank you for not arresting me for being a runaway. Oh dear, an outlaw. Well, oh, that's actually not removable armor. Well, that's probably a good thing. I don't want too many naked bodies lying around. Let us not be in a position where YouTube asks me to censor... Is that an Imperial patrol? Ah! I like it.
Here, this is for you.
Well,
And it looks like that legate is from Vanilla Skyrim.
I guess I owe you my thanks.
His armor looks like it was put in by Immersive Armors.
Is there something I can do for you?
These characters are traveling wenches from the Wenches series. The reason that Griboag is avoiding any contact with Imperials as much as he can is, again, he just escaped from Helgen. I've never understood how comfortable characters are supposed to be. They just escaped execution at the hands of the Imperials.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. I've got this thing I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see. A letter. I'm not sure from who it is. He wouldn't tell me. Just that he was a friend of yours. Looks like that's all. I have to leave.
This is Pretty Carrier Lily. Pretty Carrier Lily is from the, the provincial carrier service is necessary for her, but she's actually from the female carrier mod. There is a link for her down below. I love her voice work. I think that she's cute. I like the outfit that she wears. And I think she's a big improvement in general over the generic carrier. For one thing, thanks to provincial carrier service, she has a place where she actually lives. She can be recruited as a companion. Because I use EFF, Extended Follower Framework, I've had problems recruiting her as a companion and having that mess up her role as a mail deliverer. So generally I do not recruit her, but she's a fairly good companion in most ways. And again, custom voice is always great. And she just gave me a letter from the Jarl for the Lurking in the Shadows mod. Now, my character Griboag has just escaped from Skyrim. There's no way a carrier should know who he is. There's no way a Jarl should know who he is. He's just a random escaped prisoner. So, Gribo is going to assume that this letter reached him by mistake. This letter comes from the Ravensburg Castle mod. Ravenburg Castle mod. I have no idea, or rather Gribo has no idea who the Dragonborn is. This letter is obviously a mistake. Dear brave Dragonborn, by order of the Jarl of Riften, we order you to investigate Ravenburg Castle that is located southeast of Iverstead. We made a small investigation around the castle after the reports of abductions in that particular area. It is rumored that mysterious warrior bandits responsible for the abductions are hiding in the there. Alrighty then. The castle is up on a hill overlooking the road to Riften, near a crossroad. You must clear the castle from bandits and rescue any prisoners that you will find. This mission must remain a secret, so don't tell anyone about it, because they would know that this letter is an obvious forgery. We wish you good luck, the Jarl of Riften. P.S. Anything that you will find in the castle is yours by right of conquest. Alright. Griboag has no interest in that in character. Out of character, when we are near Iverstead, we will indeed be hitting Ravensburg Castle, but that is a long way away. And let's get rid of these arrows, shall we? 1 second here. Alright, we're back, and we have no more annoying arrows. So, over there is the city of Whiterun. But Griboag is having second thoughts now. Does he really want to go to the city of Whiterun? After all, we just spotted a legate along the road. There are Imperial patrols running around. That is an Imperial-controlled city, and Griboag just recently avoided getting his head chopped off for good reasons, he is a thief, by the Imperials. It would probably be a bad idea to go up to a Jarl, who would immediately, after saying thank you for the message, no doubt, throw him back into prison. Of course, I am wearing different clothes than I was. The Imperials are looking for a prisoner, and I'm wearing mage's robes. Ah, there's a legate coming up right behind me! But I don't want to risk being caught. Now, of course, you and I both know, as experienced Skyrim players, that we're not going to be caught.
What can... Still standing here, just doing nothing.
Alright. One last word about Follower Lily. I do have extendable follower framework right now. If I do hire Lily, she's not going to be able to be a carrier. Now that might be a good thing. I could stop with the forced greets that are so annoying in this game. On the other hand, sometimes some quests really do require a carrier to come up with you. Usually I leave Lily alone and just let her serve as a carrier, but she is a useful companion to have. She does one hell of a lot of damage with her sword. So right now we're going to leave Pretty Carrier Lily alone, but do remember her for later, because again, she's a worthwhile change to your game. Sorry, Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I'm hungry and thirsty. Don't pick flowers. Don't be a flower picker. There is something going on up here. Let's save. Save. Road to Whiterun. Just in case we die horribly, horribly. Alright, 3 people standing around. Dead giant.
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you.
Alright, there's no option for you guys had killed him before I got anywhere near this place. You didn't look like you needed any help.
Certainly not. But a true warrior would have relished the opportunity to take on a giant. That's why I'm here, with my shield brothers.
What's a shield brother?
An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
Alright, it's worth mentioning that the Companions questline gets a very nice extension and overhaul from Amorous Adventures. Amorous Adventures significantly improves the backstories of multiple companions and gives you the potential to basically take several of the companions as lovers. We're probably not going to be doing that with Grebo Og. He's a mage, not a warrior. But it's worth remembering if you download Amorous Adventures and you like the Companions questline, there's some very nice stuff added by Amorous Adventures. Can I join you? Sounds like a waste of time. I don't really want to join the Companions, but we're going to say, can I join you anyway?
Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Codlac Whitemane up in Jorvaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
Alrighty then. Dead giant. Ooh, free arrow. Alright, the closer...
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Yes, I can use the back of my hand to transport you there if you like. It's much quicker than crawling your way back there on your hands and knees.
I'll teach you to talk to me that way.
Alright, that was an interesting argument we caught a tiny part of. Going on over here, apparently.
Fancy robes. You a wizard or something?
Guys, meet Galahad.
By Izmir, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north, by the Lorius farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. Like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Uthgerd the Unbroken.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey, Uthgerd. But you were gone longer than usual. I got to thinking maybe you weren't coming back.
You sound like my ma. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere. Is that it?
Thought
All right.
that crossed my mind, yeah.
Galahad
More
is
brewing.
added by
Talking
colorful
Goliath
magic.
and
Galahad is
F.E.M.A.L.E.
actually
Skyrim's
intended
gone
as a
mad, girl.
neutral character and potentially as an
Careful.
opponent. Depending on the version of colorful magic you have.
Thanks, Skullbar.
That
I'll
said,
remember
I
that.
quite like Galahad as a character, and I like him as a companion.
Yeah, right.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to use EFF to recruit Galahad as a companion. So, there are 2 things we can try. First, let's
Need something?
hit escape. Extensible follower framework. Some people consider companion mods like this, mods that let you have multiple companions, a cheat. Maybe it is. I don't really care that much. EFF is my preferred follower framework. It's still being updated occasionally, which means that it keeps track of changes to technology that the community is able to figure out. It lets you add something like 100 companions total if you really want to. But from a roleplay point of view, there are a lot of great books, there are a lot of great games that are built around party-style play in a fantasy world. I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to run around with 3, 4, 10, 20 companions if you really care to. The main reason for keeping the number of companions down in Skyrim is that Skyrim's AI is limited to the point that if you have too many companions, there are places where you just won't be able to move because people won't be able to figure out how to get out of your way. So that said, let's recruit Galahad. So the first way I'm going to try to recruit Galahad is by just fixing the actor. Fixes the actor's factions under your crosshair to allow them to be re-recruited. That may do it by itself. If it won't work, I'm going to have to recruit Galahad mechanically. In fact, let's just recruit Galahad mechanically. Recruited Galahad. Alright, Griboag was an illusionist at the College of Whispers. He was a first-year student, and as a first-year student, he did what all characters do when they first join a guild. He robbed the College of Whispers blind. Got himself into the library, stole a huge stack of spell books, pored over them, learned the spells. Unlike your player character, he did not get away with this. Griboag was caught. Griboag was sentenced first to a prison term, but his attempted escape from prison got him sentenced to death, and that's what brought him to Skyrim. Whenever I use a mod like this, EFF, to force recruit someone, whenever I use a mod like Grimmy's Utilities to manipulate actors, I always assume that what I'm really doing is using one of the spells that Griboag stole from the College of Whispers. That's just a role-playing thing, but it's worth noting that command spells, command creature, command humanoid, dominate creature, dominate humanoid, were part of the Elder Scrolls until Morrowind. It was only in Oblivion that the School of Illusion started losing all of its best spells, and mods added those back in. I like to imagine that my character still has those spells. I like to use mods to bring those spells back into the world. And frankly, I don't think it was a good decision to remove those spells. I think the reason it was done is clear enough. You know, those illusion spells can be a little overpowered, but you know, anything can be a little overpowered. Those illusion spells can occasionally break quests. Lots of things can break quests. So I would rather have the charm and command spells than not. And we're going to assume that that is what we just did with Galahad.
Let's get going.
I need to trade some things with you, Galahad.
What do you need to take?
So we're going to borrow that ice sword off of Galahad, and we're going to steal this rainbow piece. And we're going to take all of these, because Griboag is also a terrible person. You will see the reason I stole that ice sword in just a minute. Besides, Galahad still has his great sword. So you remember earlier Gribo heard a voice arguing with Nazim, a voice that seemed to come from the stable? Gribo is going to go check that. Whoa. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
Whoa. Let's politely look away there. Zibidaba. Whoa, whoa, okay. Eyes on the eyes. Eyes on the eyes.
What? Where am I? My head. Oh, it's you! I mean, what? No, I've never seen you before. I have no idea who you are. It's not like I've been stalking you or anything.
Galahad's, so when are you going to get yourself a woman just as I am speaking with Sofia? Oddly appropriate timing there. Okay, I have to go now.
Wait! Don't leave! I'm injured. Yes, injured. You have to take me with you. Otherwise I might die, and you wouldn't want that on your conscience.
You look more than all right to me. I mean, you're young, you're beautiful, you're fit, and you're nude. All right. Sophia is Sophia the funny, fully voiced follower. She is absolutely one of the best comedy followers in Skyrim. She's one of my favorites. And we are recruiting her now. You look all right to me.
Yeah, well, that's because... Okay, fine. If you take me with you, I will make it worth your while. You won't find anyone tougher than me in Skyrim. Not to mention as good looking.
She has different responses to every one of these, but I suppose I could use some backup. It's a humble response, it's a good guy response. And while Griboag is actually a horrible person, he doesn't know that. Griboag thinks he's the good guy, even as he is doing horrible things, like using magic to force recruit Galahad and rob him. I suppose I could use some backup.
Is that it? Aren't you going to flex your muscles and tell me how great you are?
My muscles aren't
That seems
great.
to be the customary greeting in Skyrim. Anyway, there's no suppose about it. Everyone could use someone a little more like me.
Every dude in Skyrim is ripped. It's quite disturbing. As to needing someone a little bit like you, yeah, I think everybody could. So, let's do the full introduction. So, if you are so tough and independent, then why do you need my help?
I don't. I thought I would help you out.
I didn't ask for any help.
Well, I was hoping you would kind of keep me company. Look, I know it sounds weird, but it's no fun on my own. You can tell me to leave if you want, but surely you can at least give me a chance?
So, why were you out on your own, and why do you stink of booze?
Am I not allowed out on my own now? I had a little too much to drink. So what? I guess I must have passed out. I hope I didn't cause too much trouble. Actually, I'm not really that bothered.
Are you alright?
Of course I'm alright. Don't start fuzzing over me. I'm more than capable of handling myself.
And what happened to your clothes?
What? I have no idea. My memory is a little fuzzy. If you happen to have any, I would appreciate it. Oh, and stop staring at my body. It's like you've never seen a semi-naked woman before.
I just got out of prison and then the Imperial's trying to execute me. I'm terribly, terribly lonely. Oh, Galahad, don't keep nudging her like that. And where would you like me to take you?
I don't know. I'll just go wherever you are going. I will repay your kindness by fighting alongside you. Surely that's an offer you can't refuse. Yes, let's go. Oh, I haven't introduced myself, have I? My name is Sofia.
Eyes on the eyes.
But you
Eyes on the
probably
eyes.
already knew that. I'm quite well known in Skyrim, although sometimes I'm not sure if it's for the right reasons.
Reasons of being
I kind of
rude?
see myself as an adventurer,
All right, that was
although
horrible.
it's no fun without anyone to witness my heroic deeds, such as... Well, I'm sure there's probably something. I like to get drunk, kill stuff, and be a nuisance. So, what about you?
I, madam, am a colossal pervert. Oh dear. All right. Well, I'm going to go again for the humble answer here, because Griboag thinks of himself as humble even though he so clearly is not. My name is Griboag, and I am a stranger to Skyrim.
Well, then it must be your lucky day, as I know Skyrim like the back of my hand. Of course, I have many other talents, so be sure to let me know if you need me.
All right. We have successfully recruited Sofia, and let's get her dressed and armed.
I'm all ears. Well, not literally, of course.
I would like to trade some things with you now. I have something for you now. I would like you to wear this. I would like you to wear this set outfit. Make sure that Sofia keeps the armor you give her on. If you just trade her the armor, she might take it on or off at a whim. Namely the AI's whim. If you tell her to wear this, she wears it pretty much all the time unless the AI gets a command to strip, say if you're using a bathing mod. So I would like you to wear this.
If you
set
say
outfit.
so.
So what would we like Sofia to wear? Well, we're going to go over to our armor. We're going to see the best armor we have, and we're going to dress her in a full suit of Imperial armor. Now remember, Grebo took off this Imperial armor earlier because he did not want to be arrested for impersonating an Imperial officer. So, role-playing wise, it's questionable to give it to Sofia. On the other hand, Grebo doesn't really have a lot of armor, and Sofia is a combat companion. As soon as Grebo finds better armor for her, he'll give it over to her. So I have an Imperial cuirass, Imperial boots, Imperial bracers, and a cloak of Imperial gold. Alright, Sofia is now dressed in Imperial armor. She is no longer shockingly nude, and therefore YouTube will not object. Now, we're also going to give Sofia a gift. I have something for you.
I could get used to this.
The reason for giving Sofia gifts, and of course, just because, hey, pretty girl, give her gifts. But the reason for giving Sofia gifts is that when you gift her with something she likes, which basically is determined by how expensive it is, but she also seems to like things like weapons. When you gift her with things that she likes, the more expensive the better, it improves her relationship with you. I forget the exact numbers, they are listed on her mod page, but if you reach a relationship level of 100 with her, you've gone through a certain number of dungeons, you've killed a certain number of enemies, and you've completed enough conversation options without intentionally driving her away. It will be possible to start a romance with Sofia after about 30 days. Actually, I think it's 15 days for the first romance options and 30 to complete them. Once you have completed all of the romance options for Sofia, once you've completed the conversation topics, there is a custom marriage ceremony that is a good laugh. After the custom marriage ceremony, Sofia then gets additional dialogue and options and a few surprises. So, my character right now, I'm planning for him to end up married to Sofia, and immediately we're giving her the Ice Sword. The Ice Sword is a really nice weapon. It's probably the best weapon I'm going to find this early in the game, and Sofia will make much better use of it than my character would.
How did you know I like expensive things? Oh yes, because I'm a woman.
Alright, Sofia has her sword and her armor. We have Galahad, the big tough Nord. We're feeling more confident.
So you're off
now.
to see the Jarl of Whiterun then? They wouldn't let me into Dragon's Reach. Apparently I wasn't important enough. But with you, I might get away with it. As long as they don't remember that incident when a criminal escaped because I was distracting the guards.
Alright, so it turns out that Sofia too has a reputation as a criminal. Oh dear. Well, here's the situation as I see it. I and Galahad and Sofia, I am wanted by the Imperials. I'm an escaped convict, and they want to chop my head off. Sofia, apparently, is a known ruffian. Galahad, whoa, you are an intimidating dude. Galahad is under an enchantment, and if it is figured out by the court wizards say that
People
I've used...
think women are vain for trying to look good. Just because men are lazy and don't even bother having a wash doesn't mean we are vain.
Yeah, I have not, in fact, washed since escaping. Because of all of this, I think it's a bad idea to go into Whiterun. So instead, I now have to choose Windhelm or Icicle Valley in the School of Spellcasting. Alright. carriage. Carriage. Icicle Valley carriage driver. Why, this carriage goes all the way to Icicle Valley. I'll be able to go to the School of Spellcasting after all. Where are you headed, pretty lady?
I deliver supplies to Icicle Valley. You can grab a ride if you're going that way.
Alrighty. Well, you know what, guys? I think we are on our way to the School of Spellcasting in Icicle Valley. Captain Meade, whom we met earlier, was perfectly fine the last time we saw him. He'll get back to Smuggler's Haven fine on his own. And while Greboog would kind of like to explore his relationship with the old Aroni and that part of his family's history, what he really wants is to enroll in the School of Spellcasting. That is why he came here. So let's head for Icicle Valley. Icicle Valley Watchtower. Alright, this is where the carriage has let us off. Oh dear, I have to do something about the way Skyrim looks at a distance. Gewollt. Wolf attack.
Come on!
Alright, here is the Icicle Valley Watchtower.
I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those werewolf tales are true.
Or you could have heard the wolves that we just heard howling a few
See as
seconds
many
ago.
Khajiits these days. I guess they must have gone elsewhere. Do we get it? Elsewhere? Elsewhere?
What
Now,
is it?
Take a look at that custom armor, the custom livery that the Icicle Valley Guards have. The Icicle Valley Guards can go through several types of custom armor in the course of the game, but I really like that initial white livery that they're wearing. So here's the path up towards Icicle Valley. Hey, free pickaxe. Dead dude. Cave. That cave whoa! Ghost horse. That cave plays a significant role later on in Icicle Valley, the storyline. Hoth the Ghost Horse. If you talk to Hoth the Ghost Horse, he will follow you. He's a perfectly rideable horse. I like him a lot. We're not going to talk to him right now because I don't want to deal with horses at the moment. I actually find horses in Skyrim without mods to be more trouble than they're worth. There are very good mods that modify horses and make them more useful. But while there are very good mods that modify horses and make them more useful, we're not using any of those in our current load order at the moment. Maybe later. Some nice ore veins around here in case your character is into mining. Hello, Guardian. Again, I love that custom armor. And here is Icicle Valley itself. The Icicle Valley Gateway. Off-duty and butchin'. Greetings.
Where are you going, dressed like that?
Excuse me.
Why? Did you pass the gas? Hajit wants to know where you are going.
I love emotion. Okay. I'm going into town to do some shopping. I'm going to visit the magic school. I'm going to see a man about a horse. I'm going to rob everyone blind, starting with you. I'm going to mind my own business land. Well, that seems like a dangerous thing to say to a guard, and I'm quite cowardly. So, what we're really going to go with, Griboag, strangely enough, is going to go with the truth. I'm going to visit the magic school.
Yes, Hajit thought he smelled vinegar. You may pass. Quickly, please.
Hajit is... Oy. Dude, what were you doing back there? Don't stand so frickin' close. Khajiit is drunk on the job.
Where are you going, dressed like that?
I just want to show off a few more of the possible answers.
Why? Did you pass the gas? Hajit wants to know where you are going.
I'm just going in to rob everyone blind, starting with you. No. I'm going to mind my own business land.
Mind my own business land is closed today due to snark damage. You may pass, but be careful of these snarks.
Butchin. There's nothing quite like an alcoholic guard to make your day better. Also, Icicle Valley does have
They say
Khajiit
Ulfric
guards.
Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice. Shouted him apart.
Orc guards. Basically, Icicle Valley, well-integrated sort of place.
Yes.
And welcome to Icicle Valley indeed. Alright, well, welcome to Icicle Valley. We do not yet know much about Icicle Valley. We don't know our way around. Let's have a wander. Vacant house. Singing Nirnroot. That's from a Nirnroot sound replacer mod. I can't stand the high-pitched whine that Nirnroot normally gives. I like that.
The
singing
people of
voice better.
Skyrim have very dirty minds. I say the most innocent of things and they all get the wrong idea. I suppose you're a bit like that as well.
You're really going for that. Okay. Valley View Estate. Yeah, the Valley View Estate used to be associated with this missing persons notice. It is for sale right now, and there is a small quest to gain it. But the quest to gain the Valley View Estate has basically been completely changed since the last time I played Icicle Valley. I love the views, even at night. I still like to think that all of the events of the previous quest to gain the Valley View Estate are canon, but now it's a much more direct purchase your house kind of thing. Twin Ponds. Twin Ponds also has a quest associated with it. Now, my character is a sort of thief. He is an illusionist who stole spellbooks. He doesn't randomly break into buildings, often. The apothecary. Almost every NPC in Icicle Valley has some kind of story. In fact, most of those stories intersect with the main quests of Icicle Valley. Blacksmith's house. Nobody really thinks you're making anything, Galahad. Let's get rid of that map marker while we're at it. There's combat going on. I need a guard. I need an adult. What is it? Extensible follower framework. Settings. Recruit. Extensible follower framework. Settings. Recruit. Alright, a couple of words here. You can make a very reasonable case that that is cheating. And yeah, it kinda is. But on the other hand, how much sense does it make that when I hear combat going on, I can't grab a couple of guards and say, hey, look, someone is setting off explosions over here. Shouldn't you guys do something about that?
Children creep me out. Is it just me, or do they all look the same? If we had kids, what do you suppose they would look like?
I will release these guardians
Oh no,
as soon
I
as
meant
find out what's
hypothetically.
going on.
Not that I would want to. Although you are, huh?
Whoa,
Shut up now
run away.
before I really embarrass myself.
Do something!
I'm getting out of here. Don't hurt me.
I'll paint the snow with your blood.
Quite a theme, eh?
Alrighty then, well done everyone! Well done guards for being good guards. Guardian. Command. Dismiss, madam. Go back to your ordinary life, knowing you have fulfilled your duty as a guardian. Guardian! Command! Smegoff.
I've really missed traveling like this. Walking the breadth of Skyrim has always filled my heart with excitement.
Alright, it's going to take a little bit more effort than that to dismiss them. So, escape, mod configuration, EFF, settings, clear system.
Hello, friend.
Everybody leaves.
Hello.
Mod configuration, EFF, settings, recruit Galahad, accept.
Friend.
Alright, I've gotten rid of those two guardians that I'd temporarily recruited. Raider. Well, now, let me see. Raider. two knuckleheads. Alright. What we're going to do now is we're going to strip these guys without actually having to strip them on camera by using loot cabinet. And we're going to look at that two knuckleheads now. Two knuckleheads. Okay, you Horker brains all know the plan. We hit the valley on Morndus, and the other group goes in a few days later to take out the rich guy's house. If you see anyone in town, kill him. Be especially careful of them guardians. They'll kill you as soon as look at you. Well, I'm certainly lucky that I had a couple of guardians nearby that I could recruit to help me out. Alright. Here we have the Frozen Fool Tavern. Take a look at that custom sign. Is that not a great custom sign? Not still following me, are you? No. Just wondering.
I always miss the people I break up with. I need to learn to aim better with my bow.
Alright, here's the Guardian Chapel. As you can see, my character is now hungry and thirsty and tired. I needs. I needs is my preferred needs mod. There are other alternatives. If you're using complete alchemy and cooking overhaul, that actually has a needs function itself that I think is pretty good. I don't use complete alchemy and cooking overhaul right now because there are just too many other patches you need to make it compatible with other mods. And I'm trying to keep my number of ESPs down without having to endlessly fiddle with it. The Icicle Valley Public Market. We're going to explore this later, but it's the middle of the night and we're not going to be able to find anything worth buying or selling in the public market right now. The Icicle Valley Storehouse. Again, there's some good stuff going on in there, but we're going to see it later. Icicle Valley is as fully featured as any city in Skyrim. And I cannot adequately express how impressed I am by the amount of work that is going into this place. Stop picking flowers, no one cares for picking flowers. Alright, the School of Spellcasting. It has been a long road for Griboag. But here he finally is at the School of Spellcasting. The School of Spellcasting is a very good alternative to the College of Winterhold if you are sick of the College of Winterhold questline, but you still want to do a mage's questline and you want to join a school of magic. You can easily do both questlines. Griboag almost certainly will. But the school has its own unique flavor, and I highly recommend it. So let's get started. Let's get in there. All right. Welcome to the School of Spellcasting.
I'm warning you. Back off.
I'm backing off.
Just
Yeah.
look at that stunning view. What? I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at... Okay, I was looking at you.
It's really actually a bad idea to bother the people in that room, the headmistress of the school and her husband, until after you're already a member of the school, and even then, probably a poor choice. Oh, look at all the neat stuff. We are going to steal so many things. No, I mean, you're a good person now. We're going to look at so many things. Look at, not steal. Learn from. Yeah, that's the ticket. Learn from. Ah! Skeleton! Run! No, okay. So much reading, so much thievery. Borrowing. Alright. Here is Chiffonia, and Chiffonia is kind of awesome in her way. Excuse me, what are you working? Galahad, you schmuck! Get out of the way! What are you working on?
An experiment. When finished, it should teleport a person to any major town in Skyrim.
Galahad is really pissing me off now. Really?
I sent a goat to Winterhold, but it arrived inside out. I guess I'm too distracted.
That's disgusting. Good luck. What's got you so distracted?
My friend is missing. I don't suppose you've seen her. A node girl, my height, hair pulled back, dressed like me, but kind of plain looking.
There are a few people here dressed like you. What's your friend's name?
Her name is Edwina. I hope she's alright. I think she's in trouble.
And what makes you think she's in trouble?
Don't tell anybody I told you, but some spellbooks went missing around the same time she disappeared. If you find her, please let me know.
And where did you last see her?
We had lunch at the inn last week and took a walk down by the watchtower. Some scrubby-looking man said disgusting things to us, so I paralyzed him.
If only all women could do that. I'll let you know if I see her.
Thank you. It means a lot to me.
Alright. This is the first quest you're going to get out of the School of Spellcasting. There are a bunch of quests here. And can you tell me about this place?
This is a school of spellcasting. Several disciplines are taught here, but only members are allowed to receive instruction.
Can I join? I mean, considering that joining this place was the entire reason that I wanted to come to Skyrim in the first place.
The headmistress has been a bit unapproachable lately, but if you help me with my project, I can put in a good word for you.
Help her with her project, which is this teleporter. The teleporter is quite useful. And what's wrong with your teleporter?
Calibration troubles. Wait, you weren't playing with it while my back was turned, were you?
You really will be sent halfway across Skyrim to a random location. I'd recommend against it, unless you like teleporting to random locations. Me? No. I don't have a death wish.
Good, because who knows what would happen if it had. I need to get these things fixed, so if you don't mind.
Do you think this thing will ever work properly?
What's with all the questions? If you want to help, you can take this calibration crystal to Riften for me.
Sure, why not? I'd like to see this thing working.
All you need to do is give this crystal to a driver named Mowing Rifton. He'll do the rest. This scroll might help you too.
Alright, so this is basically your simple entrance quest to gain access to the School of Spellcasting. You solve...
So, you like using just one hand for your weapon? I always thought you had good wrist action. But then again, most men do. Especially if they happen to be single.
Whoa! You are one flirty girl, you know that? Not that this is a bad thing, flirting is fine. Alright. So, here we see the teleporter. Once the teleporter is repaired, the teleporter really will take you to any of the major cities in Skyrim. Between the teleporter and the teleport to School of Spellcasting scroll that you just got, the School of Spellcasting can become a major hub for your activities in Skyrim. It really, it's worth joining this place. There's really much more to the school than we're going to see today. I'll show you a lot more later on. Oh, so much I could steal. But I won't. Chithonia is heading into the dining and student hall. Once you join, you will be able to sleep in the dining and student hall, which makes this place also into a sort of low-level player home until you get a better one. Or you can keep it as your player home as long as you like. Grebo very well might do that, depending on when he wants to actually do the quest that will get him a full player home. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been episode 1B, Series 1 of Oak&IV Skyrim. There was an earlier version of episode 1 that led into the version of episode 2 I hope you're going to watch next. Unfortunately, sound problems required me to retape that version and split it into episodes 1A and 1B. Guys, if you liked Oak&IV Skyrim, please hit like and subscribe. It really does help a lot. And as to the mods, if you look down under See More, you will find links to all of these incredible, wonderful mods that we've been covering. And that basically is it. Thank you so much. See you again.